Robert Smalls became a hero during the Civil War and a symbol for black aspirations after it. As a slave in 1861, his master allowed him to serve as a pilot on the Confederate naval ship Planter. But in May of 1862, he commandeered the ship and its military cargo and delivered it to Northern forces. Northern newspapers hailed Smalls as a national hero. He joined the Union Navy and was soon commanding the Planter in the service of the Union. He also persuaded Secretary of War Edwin Stanton to allow blacks to fight for the Union. After the war, Smalls returned to South Carolina, where he helped the Republican-controlled state legislature draft a new constitution. Republicans were often proponents of civil rights for blacks. In turn, blacks often supported their political efforts. In 1875, he was elected to the United States Congress, where he served as a representative for 8 years.
Robert Smalls ends up going to Congress and also being a local political boss in the low country of South Carolina. One of the reasons that this is really important is South Carolina is one of the very few states in the former Confederacy where African Americans outnumber whites. Since most African Americans align with the Republican Party, they are actually able to turn their numbers into political power in a very meaningful way.
The rise of black elected officials angered former Confederates who vowed to retaliate. So in 1877, they charged Smalls with corruption.
This charge of corruption was one of the ways that whites tried to get rid of blacks from public office in the South. They just make up charges and then they hold investigations. They're trying to get them out of office. Smalls is charged with one or another charges of corruption.
Smalls appealed to higher courts, but was unsuccessful in overturning his corruption charge. But he was later pardoned by the governor of South Carolina.
The charge of corruption doesn't actually seem to stick. He is elected to Congress a number of times after that.
Robert Smalls' life illustrates the opportunities seized by ex-slaves during Reconstruction. It also illustrates just how much Southern whites were determined to take away those opportunities, and often did.